Okay, so I saw a YouTuber named Ace who talked about how they got into Godbridging, and it actually inspired me into talking about my story with Godbridging because I have quite an interesting story about how I got into Godbridging and telebridging and all that. So with all that out of the way, I just want to give credit to who the original idea of this came from. So how I actually got into Godbridging was around the end of 2021. I started to really watch this YouTuber named Sin69. He used to do this method of butterfly click Godbridging because technically Godbridging at its core is just timing, and technically you could single click Godbridge if you know the timing, as Bedless Noob has shown before. But it wasn't actually Bedless Noob that got me, but it was actually Sin69. He used this mouse called the Bloody A60. If you've never been in the Minecraft community before, Bloody mice are very well known for being able to click very fast but also have very high CPS while drag clicking, which is one of the most vital clicking methods for Godbridging and telebridging. So when I started out Godbridging, I was terrible. I didn't understand that timing was essential, and like every Minecraft player who buys a glorious Model O for their first time, I thought CPS was everything you needed to know for Godbridging. So what I did is I practiced just clicking 20 CPS over and over again, and I realized, you can't do that. So what I did is I had a Glorious Model O wired at the time, so I didn't have the Glorious Model O wireless software where you can set up a fire key. So I saw this video online also from Sin69 about how you could quad click, and I saw the method that this YouTuber named Winnie used to quad click with the Model O. So what I did is I played around with some settings and made it to where I could get literally 60 CPS while butterfly clicking, and I made a very old video on this on my channel. This is also, I think, the earliest clip of Godbridging I have, so I'll go ahead and play the clip right now. After rewatching that clip, I can just say like 50 things that are wrong with it. First off, my form is off. Second off, I can tell that I'm trying to get higher CPS than actually aiming. And third, I'm using an external modification. Also, funny thing, I tried to justify it in my stream chat why it wasn't a bannable offense, because technically Hypixel doesn't ban this. I don't use it anymore. I just used it a lot in my old videos because I sucked. But it was also around that time that I started to learn how to telebridge. Now, I didn't telebridge in the normal way. I telebridged with the auto clicker, basically, and I butterfly clicked. Now, this sounds even harder on paper than just drag click telebridging, and you would be right. It was one of the hardest things ever, and I still kind of remember how to do it. It's one of those skills that, like, already Godbridging is very forgetful and muscle memory. This is even harder because you can literally practice for hours and feel like you're not getting any better, and it's not placebo. You just don't get better at the game. I mean, what else can I tell you here? I would really start to understand the art of timing my hits timing my block placements rather than going for the CPS, because I kept constantly going back to Sin69's videos and it was like, how is he able to do this? It's not just CPS. And then I learned that timing was a very essential thing to Godbridging, because without timing, you're going to ruin your block placements. I think it was really when I mastered the art of breezely bridging is when I realized what my biggest loss in Godbridging was. It was the timing. And when I mastered the timing in breezely, it made moonwalking easier, and it also subsequently made Godbridging easier because now I knew that timing was the big key part of Godbridging that I was missing. And as such, I felt confident enough around July of 2023 to make this video, Bedboards But I Can Only Godbridge, because I felt like at that point my skill had matured just enough to be able to make that video. Now looking back at this video, I struggled. I still fully didn't understand the timing of it, but I was getting better. I'll show some clips of that now. Okay. Also forgot to say I can eagle bridge too, because eagle bridging is just basically Godbridging with just you stop because... Oh my goodness, man, literally... But it was really around October 2023 of when I really just started to understand Godbridging. It just felt like one day everything that was still not fully there just finally, it just clicked into place, literally. And now I'm really, really cracked at God bridging. I'll show you guys some clips of me double click God bridging and butterfly God bridging. Not some of my best clips, but not that bad considering I don't consistently God bridge as much anymore. But yeah, that's my real full story of how I got into God bridging and telebridging. I would telebridge, but I don't currently have the model of software on my computer that makes me allowed to do what I was doing before. But yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know your guys' God bridging stories down below if you have any, because I definitely think that God bridging got really big a few years ago, especially when drag clicking started to really take off. But then, you know, it kind of died out. I feel like I haven't heard anybody talk about God bridging in a good little bit, so maybe, you know, along with this video, we can help revive God bridging and telebridging. But yep, that's everything from me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe for new, and yep, see ya. Find out next time, do I kill him or do I not on Dragon Ball Z?